your business is to make money, my business is to make sure you don't lose that money.
Exactly. Or how could you reject me from a site when I'm certified?
Company have to develop a system. No, this is not my scope. So what is your scope?
Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of the Blueprint by Champions. As we said in the previous episode, we are going to have a very interesting topic which is related to the competency of the safety coordinators, or we call it WSH coordinators. And once again, I have with me Khairul, and we have our guest speaker, that is Imran, who's the HSE manager. Welcome on board again, Imran. I think it's a pleasure having you here. As I said, Khairul and we have a very interesting topic for you.
Hey Imran, so yes, like Shahjan was mentioning, this topic is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be very helpful for our core safety practitioners. It's going to help them. It's going to improvise their employment, their competency, and the future employment benefits for them as well. So thank you very much for coming by for this.
I would offer and extend this, saying thank you again for you guys having me here for the second episode. I am really thrilled to actually, given this opportunity and consideration for me to be able to share.
So let's dive into the topic itself. It's about safety coordinators. Certification versus competency. I'm asking you this because I'm well aware that previously in your site, you had a competency test where you required, there were no interview, but what you did is you required any form, whether be it safety officers or coordinators, they are supposed to actually write a test. A multiple choice and open-ended and, something like accident incident report. And then you would have heard your fair share of amount that quite a number of them failed. But how do you justify this if they are certified? You would have definitely seen a lot. They would have come and tell you that, how could you reject me from a site when I'm certified? I have taken level B, I have taken advanced certificate. So what did you actually do in those instances? And maybe you can give your thoughts about this certification versus competency.
Yeah. So we have a belief, as I said, that I've been a practitioner for quite, I think, a fair amount, and I've been on the field. I've seen and experienced multiple or plenty of rules and projects. So when it's very important, to identify or separate these two things. Certification does not mean competency. Yeah. So what we are assessing is the competency. Some people are book smart but not actually experience and what so forth. So we put a very neutral way of filtering out the kind of candidates that we want, right? So in my previous project, of course, it was quite a topic, I would say, because of this implementation. So what we do is that actually we have these multiple questions, multiple choice questions, and then two written questions, and then of course the computer literacy.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just share a bit about this thing, right? So it's 10 multiple choice. I just need you to get 6 right. So this multiple choice is, we don't plug it out from the air. Right, or it's not designed to fail people.
I guess it's from the course, the level B course?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Right? So it's from the level B itself, right?
Then how do people fail?
I would say this, right? It would be, I have to be, I'll be fair with this, right? Some could be very nervous about it, right? During that time, there's a lot of pressure and stress. Because the employer, sometimes employer make one of their criteria of employing this person is to pass my assessment first. Yeah. If you don't pass, you don't get employed. So they are shortlisted. So there's a lot of pressure going on. Sometimes mental block. But to be fair, we give you 3 tries.
Yeah, Khairul, let me ask you this. Now, say us, we are certified. Maybe say as a safety officer. You are supposed to do a test and you fail the test and you are not allowed to work on site. Will it be deemed justified to you?
if they can justify that I am not competent for that respective site, I will do the necessary to improvise on where I'm wrong or what I'm wrong at, and improvise myself, get the test done again, and like I said, area for improvement is for everyone. We are not perfect. No one is perfect, so there is definitely a room for improvement.
Correct. At the end of the day, we know that at times people need more knowledge. We don't want people to come in to a site where they are actually supposed to, uphold the safety standards, and then you come in with zero knowledge.
Yes,
And that is the fear of all main contractors. I don't think they are, out there to actually stop anyone from, making a living or, breaking their rice bowls. Or at the end of the day, they are just protecting themselves. They want someone who's competent, not certified.
These are some like how Imran was saying. Part of the assessment was to develop an incident or accident report. So they are taking actually proactive measures in the event of any real incident or accident. If the so-called safety officer or the safety coordinator does not know how to do the report, then who does it fall back to? Do they at that material time go and look for some other consultant or get someone to appoint that to do? Or the main con has to sit down and do it? It's not fair for them.
I guess, Imran, you would have something to say about this because
Oh, yes.
I believe that this is always pushed to the main con.
Yes.
Sub-con safeties don't know how to do.
Yes. So, I mean, the gist of it, right? Why we go and do this approach, or why we implement this such an approach, is because of the past experience that I had, right? I have safety coordinators who are not able to do it, don't know how to do it, right? I have even safety officers who do not know how to do it. I mean, it's just a transference of information, right? So if we cannot do it, how are you going to engage in the eye reporting? So I need something basic. So what happens usually, it falls back to the main contractor. Say, why is it always back to the main contractor? All right. So then here we are talking about continuous improvement, right?
Yeah.
So as a main contractor, I am responsible to bring them to a journey to grow together. It's growth.
It's a culture.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
At the same time, when it comes to this assessment, it's not like I just dump everything again, right? So it was told during the kickoff meeting to even the bosses are there, right? Saying that, okay, your people or your safety guy, so this is your safety guy. I said, yes. So he's going to do the submission and then there will be assessment. So these are the following topics. Please read up. This is how I am. Please read up because you'll be there. But no pressure. You'll be given 3 tries, right? So yeah, please do read up. So even after, yes, boss, okay, boss, this, boss, yes, that. To their bosses, say, don't worry, I will pass. And then they screwed up.
Then who's to be blamed, huh? Exactly.
Then they screwed up. The second time they come again and say, no pressure, relax. To the extent, right? Trust me, yeah. When we give them the whole entire day.
Yeah, correct.
We open it up. We say, you come at it, take your time to finish it. Really take your time. Realistically,
No deadline.
no. Yeah. So I have people running the shift till 8.
Yeah.
You can finish till 8, do it.
So Imran, will this actually be solved by the authorities? Maybe implementing a portal like how we safety officers have it. So let me just give in-depth detail on this. Like for safety officers, what you need to do is that you actually take the cert. You can't practice as one immediately. You need to go register for MOM because they will ask you certain things like a write-up or blah, blah, etc. And then you get, if they deem, I'm not sure how it works now, but I guess if they do not deem you too much of an experienced guy, they might call you down for interview because I didn't have an interview at then, so I'm not very sure how it is now. But and then if you are good and they give you, a license and every 2 years you renew it, how do you renew it is to take 40 SDU points and then you get it renewed. And the good thing about that is we know how many safety officers are there exactly in Singapore because the list is always updated in the net, you see. But in safety coordinators, do you think it's wise that actually we have a portal exactly like this where they are actually, registered in the portal? They are supposed to do upgrading of their skills. They are supposed to, I'm not saying 40 SDU point. I'm not saying you need to go interview MOM. But just to get registered in the portal with a very small amount, not like what we are paying, maybe in $10, $20, that kind of thing. And then making sure that they attain maybe 10 SDU points. So it's a form of upgrading for them. Do you think that is a feasible idea?
This will definitely help to elevate and even educate their employers. Right?
There is some importance to safety coordinators.
Yes, these are the I would say, downplayed, unrecognized,
Unsung heroes.
Why I say this because we all started out as a safety coordinator,
Of course.
right?
Safety supervisor.
I was started as a assistant safety supervisor, lah.
Yeah.
So as we climb up, then the thing is that these people are always being downplayed, not recognized, and stuff like that. But there's so much of responsibility on site. So many tasks being entrusted onto them. Here we are, entrust everything onto them, but we don't empower them. Right? And then we downplay them. And then worse, some are not even heard.
Yeah.
Right? Now, having that, employers can actively monitor also that their safety coordinators are actually registered.
Yep.
And then there's no need to explain, minimal explanation that, boss, can I go for course or not? They say, hey, why you want to go for course? But this one is, I need to maintain this in order for me to actually practice.
Yeah.
And I need to renew my so-called license or credentials, So I think it's very, very positive towards that, so that, they can also continue, because one day these safety coordinators will also become safety officers. Everybody inspired to be one. So when they go that, why don't the journey be a mutual journey of growth, right?
Using the portal may be a good idea because we don't know how many safety coordinators are there in Singapore. In fact, I have dozens of friends who took the advanced certificate in WSH level B a few years back, and they are not in the industry. So how do you have a statistic of how many coordinators? And the next thing is that I find that this, like what Imran said, gives a empowerment or importance to safety coordinator, because let's be honest, this is something that we don't wish to talk about. But how many times have you drove past in the road and then we saw a guy wearing a blue helmet pulling cables?
Many.
Multiple times. Why? So, because the company feels that, okay, I just have to put you a blue helmet, I actually appoint you as a safety coordinator, and then you are just appointed. That's about it.
Coordinators should take this appointment and this registration in the portal in a very, very positive note. Why? If I were to be appointed and a registered safety coordinator, I am accountable to be for this job site. Eventually, what can I demand from the employer or the contractor? I can demand that you have to pay me adequately, substantially, so that I can perform my duties. Accountability equals a good salary. So take it on a positive note. Do your job with due diligence. Get what you're supposed to be paid. So everything will goes out well. So this will be a good platform. Yes, Ministry of Manpower has recently came close. They brought in the refresher course for
Every
the
2
safety
years.
coordinators. Yes, it was a very positive impact. Every 2 years, they have to go for some refresher course. But another next stage will be this registration.
Yeah, I think we have to keep on looking forward, And Imran, saying of all this, empowering safety coordinators, more accountability equal to more salary, and everything is about the positiveness of safety coordinator. Let's look at some negativeness that has been spoken to us about, employers. Let's be honest, everyone knows that in Khairul, we are part of Champion Management. We do a deployment of safety coordinators, officers, numerous of them, FSMs, and etc. Employers have actually feedback that they face multiple cases of safety coordinators who have attendance problem, timing problem, all this punctuality, and then you MIA from site, and all this kind of thing. And when you are actually chosen for a job, and for the first day, I just yesterday got a news that a guy he got a job, and he was supposed to start work yesterday, 1st August, and he didn't turn up, and all this kind of thing. What's your take on that?
As an employer, we cannot eradicate or stop this culture or system where people don't turn up or stuff like that. Sometimes they have cold feet, or they realize that, I didn't. It's not right for me to sign up for this company and per se.
Some employers actually has flouted that idea that out of frustration that maybe a blacklist should be formed. While I'm actually on the other opposite end, I prefer a whitelist, where you actually marked out competent person. But what do you think of that? Having a blacklist where so that companies do not, go through this multiple cases of this guy not coming to work, coming late to work, going, missing from work sites and this kind of thing.
Focusing a list to actually just to stop this deterrence or create a deterrence, right? And I totally agree with a whitelist,
Yeah.
my approach instead of a blacklist.
Yeah.
Right? Why let's focus on our energy on those who are actually very positive.
Rather
and then
than
when
negative,
they turn up, when they turn up for work or they turn up for an interview, hey, something good coming by the door, man. You don't want to give a miss, because it's in that whitelist, right? You want to secure him,
Yeah.
right? Rather than we having the person who is a blacklist. Now, what happened if the person actually turned,
He turns over a new
he
leaf.
turns over. And here we are judging him on that list.
Exactly.
Right?
Correct. So I don't believe in that too. So Khairul, we always have seen this. Guys are always demanding this certain amount of salaries and complaining that certain group of people are taking lower than them, so their jobs are always at stake. Okay, fine. But then when they go to site, they have zero knowledge, or I would say 5% knowledge. What's your take on that?
Again, I have a very simple theory.
You have a simple word for that, I know.
Yeah, during when I started off in the HSC line, I used to call them the lamppost safety.
Lamppost safety, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we go to the job site, no, it's no joke. It's when we go to the job site, it's a bit sad to see that they'll be just standing there, and when we ask them what is going on, hot work going on. So they won't even go to the context or the depth of
What
whether
is
it's
being
welding going on, pipe welding going on, grinding going on. No, they don't. It's just hot work going on. Then they'll just stand down there and they'll be just looking at the the sparks flying out.
So they will be standing as straight as a lamppost.
Yes,
That's
correct.
what you're saying.
That's why it's been they'll be labeled as the lamppost safety.
Yeah. So can you assume that, I told you by the roadside, Imran, we were saying that roadside, we will see a lot of them actually, wearing a blue helmet, pulling pipes and, all this kind of thing, literally doing manual work. And we all know that these guys are non-locals. So we know that these complaints have been coming from locals that, okay, what these companies are doing is that, okay, they are just one guy who's actually a worker, he takes the coordinator, they give him a blue helmet, you are by appointment a safety coordinator, but you're actually just a worker and pulling pipes. Can we actually blame the employers for doing that when they know that might as well I just save money and I have someone here who's doing the work and doing safety also, rather than I'm getting someone whom I can say a local who do not have the experience, who comes late or might go missing from site. Again, I'm not saying all locals. Let's not put words into my mouth. I'm saying some. So can we blame employers for doing that?
As business operators, business owners, right? Return of investment is very, very important. Or I would say productivity is very important. But when they look at safety as a zero ROI or return of investment, right? Who's to be blamed? Employer or the employee, right? There's a level of understanding from the employer. No, I have to. He wants to comply. That move, he already made that move by employing, right? So he offer an olive branch. People may not like me saying that, right? Say he offers an olive branch. So the end receiver is now here grabbing that olive, which are the safety personnel or safety professionals grabbing. Now, this step, employer already understand my requirement that I have to. So as an employee, what is his move then? His step. He has to build a relationship, understanding,
Knowledge.
managing the expectation of his employer, right? And educate them. All right. If the employer doesn't listen, there's always a method of communicating.
Exactly.
Right? So we have to persuade. When we're pursuing something, it's like you are pursuing, convincing your employer, right? If you are unable to convince the employer, saying that, hey, look, I cannot be bending pipes, I cannot be doing this, because as a safety person, right? Your business is to make money. My business is to make sure you don't lose that money.
Exactly. They
Right?
don't see the hidden costs.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is this is a part of it, right? My job is to make sure that nothing happens to this business of ours. No stop work, no delays, right? No authority visit. If have also, don't worry, it will be a walk in the park. No admin charges, no fines, and so or minimal. To totally eradicate it, of course not, because we can control environment, we can control condition. One thing we cannot control human behavior.
Exactly. So I'm just thinking, Khairul, do you think that there may be, I won't say a flaw, but could I say improvements to what they are studying now? Because they have been, most of the coordinators have been actually giving feedback that, what is learned is not applicable on ground. What they learn is maybe only 5%. But on ground is total. But at the same time, how do you blame those who are doing the level B courses, those who develop the level B? Because I can't be making you coming to school for 2 years to learn on-site experience. So how do we tackle this
Yeah,
gap?
I don't think the level B course is inadequate or what, because we grew from there.
Yep.
We took the level B, we were coordinators, we do to level C, we to level D, we grew from there.
So what's the difference between us and them?
I come back to the same thing, accountability. Just now we talk about guys going AWOL, not coming to work, missing on site, not being competent, not doing their job properly. It comes back to the one thing. The only thing that I usually come across and I talk to coordinators, they will say, this one safety officer will settle lah. This one safety officer will do lah. Safety officer accountable lah. He responsible lah. Anything MOM come, he answer. Anything anybody injured, MOM officer answer. So the mentality is there. When that mentality is there, they don't have that
Accountability.
accountability. They don't have that
Diligence.
Diligence. I take pride. You need to take pride in your area of work. You need to know this is my job site. I need to make sure the work site is safe. I need to be accountable to my bosses, to the employers, to the management, to MOM, so on and so forth. So how do that happen? Come back to that registration in the portal. Give them a registration number. Give them points to secure. Then they will know that okay, I have something to look forward to. I also at the same time, they can also demand this to their bosses. Hey, I'm a registered safety coordinator. I got this. I need to demand this amount of salary. I can get for you this kind of achievement. I can do this for you. Like Imran just now you were saying, whether employers already do their part by employing you. So as a safety coordinator, what do I have to do from my part? Of course, everybody knows safety is zero productivity. Correct? We don't give any value. This was back then. Now it's totally different.
Yes.
We are the defenses for the company. We make sure that the company does not have any legal fines, don't have any MOM stop work order. That is the biggest aspect now. MOM is going after fines. How many thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands are being fined? If the safety department is competent, strong, it will be very, very good.
And the hilarious thing is that once they get a visit from MOM, once they get a fine, you should see how they run around finding for safety guys. And the irony is that, most of the companies don't see this because they only start seeing this when, they get a fine. When MOM visit their site, then stop work order is given. And then they start running around looking for a safety guy, looking for safety consultants, please help me in this area, and that kind of thing. I will find that it's a very reactive reaction. It's a very reactive nature where they don't understand the importance.
Correct. Very, very correct. When this happens, that safety department, I'm handling this kind of cases. So the safety, they will have the respective coordinators and even officers. They will give me the list of items. We need to prepare this list of items. I'll be like, okay, so you all don't have any format or anything to start off? No, we don't have anything. So they just leave it like, this is not my scope. Company have to develop a system. No, this is not my scope. So what is your scope?
I mean, I think not only accountability, I also believe that that's also part what we call ownership. What's your take?
Yeah, ownership, taking ownership of the pride lah.
Yeah.
The pride of area of work. Okay, let's go back to the reason. I think last week there was a PUB incident in the Tanjong
Katong.
Tanjong Katong, the car which collapsed. Kudos to the foreign workers who helped the victim. Was very good. They were very, very initiative. They had a very fast thinking mind. They saved her within minutes. They bring her out. But did we look back at one very major point? Where did they get this fast thinking space? It can be part of the emergency drill that the company has implied. Maybe the safety officer, the safety coordinator has done a very good job by having a very good
Exactly.
emergency response plan. They had very good emergency response drill system. So all this was not mentioned. It could be there. So if the safety department was a very competent department with good safety coordinators, safety officers, they will develop good cultured workers.
Oh yes.
So that is where I'm going back to there. Is coming back at the point of taking ownership. Taking ownership in my work. This is my workers. This is my company. This is my area of work. I have to make sure that this is being done proper. Instead of saying no, developing RA no lah. It's not part of my job scope. I don't know this job scope. Give it to the safety officer. This is what I always hear. Safety officer will settle this. Report safety officer will settle the one. Look for the project manager.
I mean, I want to touch on that also, right? I also have a fair share with regards to this, right? Listening to them saying the following. Here I am trying to think about that. What's wrong with you participating or doing it? Because one day, right, you will be a safety officer. One day you will become a safety superintending officer or super safety superintendent, or you will become a senior safety coordinator, lead safety manager,
Safety director.
right? Now, when do you want to start? When you assume the role, right? Then you will do,
And then you will be incompetent in that role because you just assume it.
yeah. So why don't you sit down and then take it? You know what they take and try to do it.
Yes.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see that that's beyond their job scope.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a beyond of job scope lah.
Okay, saying this, we have coordinators who don't even know how to do inspection report, and then they don't even know how to do risk assessment and etc. While always blaming the employers. Have you encountered any of such personnels?
Oh,
They
yes.
always tell you that, no, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that.
I mean, I experienced the other one lah. I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. But when they sat in during the assessment lah,
What they do, they outsource their work to someone else?
that's what some of the questions that we did ask, right, to these people. Right? No sir, you say I know how to on computer or not. So it was a flip side, you see. So I know how to on the computer.
Yeah, you see, speaking of safety coordinators, I need to touch a little on employers also. I think, again, people know we are actually operating a consultant deploying safety guys. We have had clients who have called us and told us to ask our safety guys to tone down a little. Why do they do that? Why do you want to actually, pay money to us to deploy safety? The safety guy comes to site, and then you say that, oh no, the safety guy a bit too strict, and then you are actually supporting the subcon. Why? Because you want your work progress to go faster. And then the safety guy says that, okay, this guy, he don't have this certification, he cannot go to site. He never do this, he cannot come. And then you are saying that, no, ask your safety guy to tone down. Why do companies do this? This is where, again, the word of empowering needs to be there. When you don't give that empowerment to the safety guys.
Okay, there can be two ways we can look at this. Number one, we look at employers favoring subcontractors over the safety guys. Because when the safety guys is too diligent in carrying out the work, they want the safety guy to tone down. Okay, this is because they favor the subcontractors. They cannot get better subcontractors.
Or is it because they don't want to pay more for better subcontractors?
Can be.
Because all these lousy subcontractors are always, cheaper contractors.
Correct, definitely. Now it's always like that. It's always like whoever the evaluation of a contractor is not working at all. It's always whoever quotes the lowest gets the job. So that is where.
Or you just have BSafe 3.
Yes.
They just put a minimum standard, the BSafe 3.
Correct.
Okay, then you are a good contractor. They assume that.
And then they award the job to them and do not assess their competency in any way rather. Then the safety guys will is suffering back end. Okay, this can be one angle. Yes, one. There is another way to look at it also. Why these employees are saying this is, you have to also be diplomatic. We have to practice due diligence in our area of work, but we have to be diplomatic in our communication. I want to get the job done. I want to make sure that you excavate this area, you need to barricade it automatically. You have to do a proper approach to the contractor, to the respective management. You know, your way of communication, the way of getting things done.
Not
is-
bank tables.
not just hey, go around, hey, this one, the way you talk, the way you approach, and then
we have a term for that. We call them policemen. They behave like policemen.
yes, correct. They just walk around, they boss around, they police. You don't get that respect if you don't demand that respect. You have to go in and earn that respect. As a safety guy, you go in and earn the respect. The moment they look at you,
Show
and
that knowledge.
they will acknowledge you. Hey, sir, good morning, sir. We have done all the necessary safety provisions. Okay, that is you earn the respect.
Yeah.
Sometimes the employer or the company that they work with, I would just say put it blank, employers. They will not be open with regards to the selection of the subcontractors and stuff like that. Why? We have to question ourselves. Why they didn't tell us about this, or they don't tell me about this, then they should start to have a conversation with their employers. Hey, why don't we have a kick-off meeting? Can we sit down together with the subcontractors, right? I want to know what's actually your expectation. This is where one-on-one session now, from the safety to the employer and other colleagues in the department, managing all of this, having a like, okay, what is the concern? Why are we selecting these contractors? All right, and then okay, now let's formulate a success plan. Alright? Okay, we already select the subcontractor. This is their limitation. What are the sources that we are going to support them? Alright? Then from there, it's realistic that everybody see on that table that, okay, this is the target, this is the budget, alright? This is how we're gonna approach it. Because this is their limitation. Their limitation is A, we can support, this much. And then this is our support, that much. We can support them. Okay? So don't worry. We'll support. Okay, have it done. Then formulate the plan and then execute it. If not, then maybe not all companies will just take like cheaper. There's always reason. Okay, they take cheaper. Sometimes there is a support mechanism also. Alright. This is where the safety will be coming in as an asset or return of investment, where they can actually formulate a success plan. Alright.
Yeah,
What do
definitely.
you think?
Yeah.
This is what the end product is. Again, coming back to what just now you said, people always consider the safety department a
Liability.
non-productive department. Make yourself productive. Get yourself this. Get
Stay relevant.
Stay relevant. Get the contractors comply to the thing by approaching them nicely. Get assisting them, getting the things done.
Get awards for the company.
Get awards for the company.
Exactly.
And then you see the way. Then you will start to demand your salaries. Go for all this.
You do
End
not-
of the day, you will be successful, definitely.
Yeah, you do
Inshallah.
not demand salaries when you have nothing to prove. You cannot be coming in somewhere and say that, no, I'm a safety coordinator, I want $4,000 my salary. But what is your worth? You cannot be showing your past experience saying that, I
am a safety coordinator, 4,000 salary. I got 10 years of experience as safety coordinator. 10 years of experience, what? Only your cert is experience.
yeah, only your cert is 10 years long. Then how do we know what have you done?
One checklist for MEWP can you develop? No, I don't have all this. This is the the company does not have a safety management system with a MEWP checklist. As such, I don't have.
Because
this is the
create
answer
one.
I get.
This is the standard answer.
Why can't you do it one?
And they will say, no, my corporate.
My corporate. There is no corporate. You are the corporate.
Okay, it was interesting talking about actually, the safety coordinators in Singapore or WSH coordinators in Singapore. It was really a very fruitful session. I think we spoke for, quite some time regarding many issues, many matters. Thank you so much, Imran, Khairul and I. We are very glad that you have joined us for this session.
I would like to thank both of you again for having me here, and having this session is definitely
Eye-opener.
eye-opener. It was definitely a good exchange of ideas and experience. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support. We'll catch up very soon.
Soon indeed.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Blueprint with Champions. We had a very fruitful session. A very interesting topic that we were speaking about. Safety coordinators in Singapore. Do catch us in episode 3, where we will be discussing about the HSE and Fire mobile app. It's a new platform where it's a social media platform where you can actually create your profile and etc. Once again, if you have any ideas that you would like to suggest for topics to be spoken, or if you feel that you would want to join in as a guest speaker, just feel free to write in to us, comment on our videos and etc. Till then, catch you around. Bye.